Hello, and welcome back to the English Circle. I'm Emily.
And I'm Alex. Today, we're talking about something we do every single day, expressing our opinions. Whether it's at work, with friends, in a meeting, or even just deciding where to eat dinner, we're constantly sharing what we think.
But here's the challenge. Expressing opinions in a second language can feel tricky. If you're too direct, you might sound rude. If you're too soft, people might not take you seriously. There's an art to finding the right balance.
Oh, yes. In my culture, we're quite direct. When I first started speaking English, I'd say things like, "That's wrong," or "I don't agree," and people looked shocked. I didn't mean to be rude, I just didn't know the polite phrases.
That's exactly why we're here today. We're going to give you a toolkit of polite opinion phrases for every situation, from casual chats with friends to professional meetings with your boss.
So you can say what you think without hurting feelings or burning bridges. Let's get into it.
Alex, let's start with the why. Why is politeness so important when expressing opinions in English?
Because being too direct can sound aggressive, like you're attacking the other person's idea, right?
Exactly. In many English-speaking cultures, especially in professional settings, we value collaboration and harmony. Direct disagreement can feel like a personal attack, so we use language to soften our opinions and show respect for others' perspectives.
It's not about hiding what you think, it's about delivering it in a way that people can hear it.
Beautifully said. Today, we'll learn how to do exactly that. To express opinions politely, use the P.O.L.I.T.E framework. It's a checklist for respectful communication.
P.O.L.I.T.E. Perfect for this topic.
P. Pause and consider. Don't blurt out your opinion. Take a moment to think. O. Open with a softener. Use gentle opening phrases. L. Listen first. Show you've heard the other person's view. I. I statements. Own your opinion as your perspective, not universal truth. T. Tone matters. Your voice should be warm, not harsh. E. End with an invitation. Invite others to share their thoughts.
This is like a recipe for respectful conversation. Let's break down each ingredient.
First, P. Pause and consider. Before you speak, ask yourself, is this the right moment? How can I say this kindly?
That pause alone makes a huge difference. It shows you're thoughtful, not reactive.
Then O. Open with a softener. These are phrases that gently introduce your opinion. Here's your softener toolkit. For agreement, I completely agree with you. That's a great point. I think so too. You're absolutely right. For partial agreement, I see what you're saying, and I'd also add that that's a good point. At the same time, I wonder if I mostly agree, though I have a slightly different perspective on. For disagreement, the polite way, I see it a bit differently. That's an interesting perspective. In my experience, though, I respect your opinion, and I might offer another viewpoint. I'm not sure I entirely agree. Have you considered?
So instead of "you're wrong," I say, "I see it a bit differently." That feels so much better.
Exactly. You're disagreeing with the idea, not attacking the person. Next, L. Listen first. Before sharing your opinion, show you've heard theirs.
Like repeating back what they said?
Yes. Try, so if I understand correctly, you're saying that that's an interesting point about. I hear what you're saying.
This shows respect and prevents misunderstandings.
Then, I. I statements. Own your opinion. Don't present it as fact. Instead of, that's a bad idea. Try, I'm not sure that would work for me because. Instead of, this is the wrong approach. Try, in my experience, I've found that. Instead of, you need to do this. Try, if it were me, I might consider.
If it were me is genius. It's an opinion, not an order.
T. Tone matters. Your voice can change everything. Even polite words can sound rude if your tone is harsh.
So smile when you speak, speak a little softer?
Exactly. A warm, curious tone says, I want to discuss this, while a flat, cold tone says, I'm shutting you down.
Got it. And finally, E. End with an invitation. This keeps the conversation open.
Yes, phrases like, what do you think? I'd love to hear your perspective. Does that make sense? How does that sound to you? I'm curious what others think.
So even if you disagree, you're inviting dialogue, not ending it.
Let's practice in different contexts. First, casual conversation with friends. You're deciding where to eat. Your friend says, let's get pizza again.
Old me, no, I'm tired of pizza. New me, using quiet phrases, pause, smile. That's a good idea. I do love pizza. I hear you're in the mood for Italian. If it's okay with everyone, I might suggest something different tonight. I've been craving sushi. Warm, friendly tone. What do you all think? Would anyone else be up for sushi?
Perfect. You acknowledged their idea, shared yours gently, and invited input. No one feels attacked. Now, professional setting. Your colleague presents an idea in a meeting, and you disagree.
This is high stakes.
Let's do it. Your colleague says, I think we should launch the product in March, even if it's not perfect.
Thank you for sharing that perspective. I really appreciate the urgency. So you're concerned about missing the market opportunity if we wait. I see it a bit differently. In my experience, launching a product with known issues can damage customer trust, which is harder to fix than a delayed launch. I wonder if we could target April instead and use the extra month for testing. I'd be curious to hear what others think about the timing.
Impressed. That was masterful. You respected their idea, showed you listened, shared your view without attacking, and opened the floor to others. Sometimes you're directly asked for your opinion. That's easier, but you still want to be polite and thoughtful.
Like when a boss says, "What do you think about this plan?"
Exactly. Here's a structure. Acknowledge the question. Thank you for asking. I've been thinking about this. Give your opinion with softeners. Overall, I think it's a strong plan. One area I might suggest looking at is the budget timeline. Offer reasoning. My concern is that if we front-load all the spending, we might run short later. Invite feedback. Does that concern seem valid to you?
So even when asked, you're still collaborative, not just declaring.
Yes, it shows you're a team player, not a solo operator. Let's build your complete polite opinion toolkit by category. Introducing your opinion. In my view, from my perspective, as I see it, if you ask me, I tend to think that agreeing politely. I couldn't agree more. That's exactly how I feel. You've made a really compelling point. I'm on the same page. Disagreeing respectfully. I see where you're coming from, and I have a slightly different take. That's an interesting angle. Have you considered? I respect that perspective. For me, though, I'm not entirely convinced because asking for others' opinions. What's your take on this? I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you see it? Does anyone have a different perspective? Softening strong opinions. I might be wrong, but... Correct me if I'm mistaken, but... This is just my personal feeling, but... I could be off here, however...
I might be wrong, but is so useful. It shows humility while still sharing your view.
Let's look at what to avoid. Phrases that can sound rude even if you don't mean them that way. You're wrong. That's a bad idea. I don't agree, without softening. No, without explanation. That doesn't make sense. Polished alternatives. I see it differently. I have some concerns about that approach. I'm not sure I agree. Let me explain why. I wonder if we might consider another option. Could you help me understand the thinking behind that?
Could you help me understand is brilliant. It asks for explanation without attacking.
Exactly. It assumes good intent and invites dialogue. Alex, here's an important note. Politeness looks different in different contexts.
So sometimes being more direct is okay?
Yes, with close friends, you can be more direct. In urgent situations, directness is necessary. In creative brainstorming, direct disagreement might shut down ideas. Read the room.
So I need to match my language to the situation and relationship.
Exactly. The toolkit gives you options. You choose what fits. Let's recap the P.O.L.I.T.E Framework. P, pause and consider. O, open with a softener. L, listen first. I, use I statements. T, tone matters. E, end with an invitation.
And your polite opinion challenge is this. This week, in at least 3 conversations, practice using one new polite opinion phrase. It could be, I see it a bit differently at work, or what do you think with friends? Notice how people respond. Does the conversation feel different?
Alex, what phrase are you going to practice this week?
I see where you're coming from, and I have a slightly different take. That one feels natural but polite.
Love it. Listeners, now it's your turn.
In the comments, share one situation where you'd like to express your opinion more politely. Is it at work, with friends, in meetings? Tell us, and we'll suggest the perfect phrase for you.
If this episode helps you speak with more confidence and kindness, share it with a friend who might need it too.
And subscribe to the English Circle for more practical episodes that help you navigate real-life conversations in English.
Remember, you can disagree without being disagreeable. Your opinion matters, and so does how you share it. Speak kindly, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.